Hello, today is the 2nd of August, and this report is sort of end of week. The week was quite busy and to a large extent still is. But on the bright side of things, there is not much to be told today. So, right here you see actual data regarding the investor sentiment, but these are a bit outdated already because the market is changing rapidly. As you can see today, we're observing a significant deterioration of market conditions because these good, I should say, maybe even perfect readings of stocks above their 50-day moving averages at levels around 65 to 75. These levels are gone. And right now we see that it's sort of 50-50, and there are 48% of stocks above their 50-day moving average. And it could be okay, actually, because it was something like that in February, which was quite productive. But this drop here is not a healthy thing. And let's go to indexes now. Market is a discounting machine. It discounts new information and tries to find perfect pricing for what is known or anticipated and expected. And something was new, relatively new, because definitely new, because these gaps in MDY and IWM, I mean these positive ones, are certainly a sign of somebody big being caught off guard. And not so much time has passed, and now we're seeing the same, basically the same movement, even more powerful movement actually, because right here it took us 4 days, maybe 5 days to reach the highs, and here it took only 2 days basically to give it all back. And this is a definite character change. Even yesterday could be repaired if the price today opened maybe weak, maybe even a bit lower, but it could be met with some demand, but there are almost no signs of demand today, especially at the moment of recording of this video. Of course, it could change later in the trading session because we still have we have 3 hours to go, but this is looking very ominous. And of course, the situation is quite similar all across the major averages. It's the DIA, very weak. What else? QQQ, even weaker. And it seems that despite this rotation, there are QQQ is still weaker than MDY and IWM, and there are no signs of money seeking refuge in these top tech names again. What's new here in this picture is this weakness in oil, and this weakness in oil is a clear sign of almost clear sign. Of course, it should be confirmed in the coming days and weeks, but this is this is a clear sign of reduced demand for oil, and oil still is, despite even Chinese efforts to get themselves off oil, still a major and the only commodity which is necessary to produce economic growth. And we'll see, because these, on one hand, these back and forth movements are nothing new, but today we can see these 2 days of excessive volume, and right now we see how these lows are being tested, and even price breaks down a bit. Definitely new information to take into account. And actually, I think that the new theme is recession. Okay, we got some signs of inflation being subdued. So what's the next thing to worry about? We have presidential elections more or less figured out, and the only thing left is recession. Maybe China and Taiwan, but that is a bit far-fetched for now. So recession is the main thing, and silver sort of foreshadowed it a bit. I was a bit concerned at the beginning of the week with this weakness, and silver, it's not only a commodity, not only a store of value, but also it is metal necessary for industrial production. So weakness in it is a bit of canary in a coal mine. And just not to waste any more time on stating the obvious, this leads us to weakness in a broad spectrum of traded instruments, and BTC is holding quite well actually, because as I said, it's absolutely okay for it to take more time to finish this consolidation. I don't know, maybe it's too early to proclaim that market perception of BTC is finally shifting from ultra risk on asset to something more formidable, something more recognized by institutions, and maybe not even institutions, but governments as well. If we take into consideration recent speech of Donald Trump and his promises regarding this asset. So this is a definite sign of strength here, and you can see how its competitors are weak right now. Maybe with the exception of Solana, which is a bit similar, and I don't know what's happening here. To be honest, I don't know the fundamental base. Maybe it is preparing to jumpstart its own ETF frenzy, which is supposed to happen later in the coming months. And when we take a look at the individual names, you can see that here it's a total no man's land. All the darlings, the so-called darlings, maybe even self-proclaimed darlings, because it was a bit too early to say so. All right, not all. It's my bias. I only see the strongest name, and so do you. But most of them are very weak right now, and at best it's going to take maybe a week or two from here, or even 3, to repair the names that are currently in the watch list. That doesn't necessarily mean that under the guise of this volatility another cascade of names is preparing to consolidate, but at this particular moment it's just impossible to screen. Let's not waste our time. This is good, by the way. This is almost exactly the type of behavior to look for right now. Relative strength. The markets are weak, and this stock is strong. It's a sign of demand. And you can see where this demand is concentrated. It's RKT, it's Tigo Telecom name, it's an earnings gap. IBIT, now you see how it relates to the broad basket of even the strongest stocks. I only see the strongest ones. You see how IBIT is fighting the volatility of the day. NBIX, another earnings gap. LGOS, but this was disintegrated before. Do you? Well, really not much to show at this point. And this quite likely that almost everything in this watch list is about to be reset. New names should be discovered, or as I've said, wait for 2 or 3 weeks for these to rebuild, to create new price structures driven hopefully by institutional demand and not by overhyped, over-optimistic retail. But on the bright side, you can, well, at least me, I could and maybe would free some time and take a break. This type of market, unless you trade some trade volatility in any way, is the perfect market for fishing, as Jesse Livermore would say. That's it. Have a great weekend. Let's be in touch.